I can do with a woman like you. Baby, I wanna take my time.
Hi guys, welcome back to a new video, and I am so grateful to be back. It has been quite some time. I'm sitting here now editing another video, but I figured I would film this right now, have some time. I just want to relax. The lighting is good, my baby is home. Yeah, and yeah, you're boo-boo. Okay, so today's video is all about getting to know me. I asked you guys on IG some questions that you have for me about things that you wanted to get to know about me, and I figured it would be the perfect way to kind of reintroduce myself to those new subscribers that I have and kind of see what you think you know about me in regards to my old subscribers who have already been such part of my family and have kind of been riding a wave with me thus far. So we are going to do a little Q&A on getting to know me. Let's do it right now. All right guys, so I got some questions on IG and I figured we can just kind of start there and kind of figure it out. The video in the background is Mason playing Roblox, so mom life is mom life. So let's go with the first question. First question is, when is Sweatpants and Coffee Chat going to come back for season 3? Me and Lydia are working on it, so we will be giving you guys kind of more of a realistic date as to when we'll get back into the swing of things. You know, life kind of took over for the both of us, and you know, making time for that just seemed to be a little bit more scarce, but we are going to be working on it really soon. I'm so grateful that you guys are even checking for us. That just makes me feel so good. The podcast is something that's really dear to my heart. I absolutely love it, but it is very time consuming with not only the filming but the editing and the uploading and the amount of time that it does take. But I'm ready, and we'll be back very, very soon when it comes to the podcast. All right, next question is, how do I stay so organized and clean? It kind of started with Mason being born. I wanted things to be clean for him, didn't want him to get sick. I stay organized by setting to-do lists. I stay clean by making sure certain things are done on a regular basis. So for example, before I leave on vacations, which we just came back from a vacation, I kind of leave the house clean. There's no laundry, there's no dishes in the sink, everything is organized and kept, floors are clean, everything is done. So by the time I come back from vacation, everything is pretty much done. I just have to unpack and that's for it, right? Every night I put the house to sleep. When I say I put the house to sleep, it means that I literally pick up the house before I go to sleep, and it goes to sleep clean, just like I do. I take a shower every night to make sure, excuse me, hold on one second. All right guys, sorry. As much as I am on vacation, my job's still calling me. So where was I? So basically, yeah, I put the house to sleep. I make sure the dishes are done, I clean up the living room, I make sure that the Mason's room is clean, I get his clothes out the day before, I get my clothes out the day before, I organize his book bag the day before, I make sure his iPad is charged for school. Things that kind of make my life easier in the morning, I do at night. And then we leave in the morning, the house is clean, I come back and I can restart. I cook dinner in a good, clean kitchen. And it just doesn't give me anxiety. Those things would give me anxiety if I had to come home to a sink full of dishes, or, you know, like my house being a wreck. It just wouldn't give me peace. So I do everything I can to kind of give myself peace. And so that's really what I do. And I just keep it, you know, as organized as I possibly can. What else do I do to kind of keep organized? Oh, I declutter a lot. I purge Mason's room all the time, and I donate toys and clothes and, you know, things like that all the time, so that his room doesn't get so messy and so consumed with things that he hardly ever even plays with. So we do purging, we donate to other kids, and you know, we do his clothes the same way. I do my clothes the same way. If I haven't worn it in a while, I kind of just donate it. I do a lot of donating, a lot of minimalism, because I just feel as if like me holding on to it is not a sentimental thing, so I can get rid of it and feel good about it and feel good that somebody else might be able to use it. And so that's really what I do to keep organized and clean. I know that a messy place, a messy home, a messy atmosphere will not give me peace, and I wouldn't be working at my best potential. So I do my best to make sure that I keep a clean house and an organized house, and things are where they are, and I know that they're there. I remember everything, and if somebody were to move something, I know where it goes, you know, so stuff like that. So yes, baby?
Look at this dude.
Okay, baby, I'm filming, so give me a second, okay? Go ahead, go play.
Mommy, look at it.
All right, so next question. Peace. Do I have peace now? Yes, I actually do have peace, and I'm very grateful for it, and I've worked really hard for the peace that I do have, and it doesn't come from other people, it doesn't come from a thing, a place, or anything like that, but it does come from a place of feeling like I'm good, and I can do it just one step at a time, one day at a time, and I feel really good about the fact that I'm working on it on my own, but not on my own, but like on my own, and it doesn't come from somebody else being able to kind of squash that peace and hinder my peace and make me feel like crap about it. So for the most part, I am at peace. I do feel good, I do feel strong, but yeah, you know, life is full of the ups and the downs. So I do understand that there are some times that I will be down about the fact that certain things aren't exactly what I wanted them to be, or exactly how I saw them being, or things like that. But for the most part, I feel like I do have peace right now, and I'm really grateful. You know, my son is happy and healthy. I am happy and healthy, and I'm doing my best to even be healthier. And working on myself every single day, and getting myself out of holes that I just never thought I could, and I'm grateful that I'm actually doing it. Feeling good about the skin that I'm in, feeling good to wear what I want to wear, and not feel like, oh my god, I can't wear that, or you know, like I just feel like I'm in a place where like I feel good about where I am right now. Could I be better? Who can be better? Who can have more money? Who can have more vacations? Who can't have more, right? Everybody wants more. But for the most part, I'm okay. And I do have peace, which I'm grateful for. Let's see. What else do I got? What other questions do I got, guys? So that's on peace. Vacation spot that you want to go to. I would love to go to Europe. That is something that I want to do so bad.
And they have a giant water park.
They have a giant water park in Europe? I don't know about that, but I want to go to Europe. I want to see the Vatican. I want to see the Eiffel Tower, and I want to go to a yeah, I just want to go to a little bistro. Okay, so everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I want to go to a little bistro, right? Like a little bistro. I want to have tea. I want to have crumpets. I want to sit outside with gloves and my pinky up, and I want to have like just an authentic European pastry. Like I just want to have that whole setup like in a Sex and the City. So yeah, that is one of my vacation spots that I would definitely love to go, would be to Europe, Paris. Anyway, like that would be so great. That would be so amazing. Next is Netflix or Hulu. Both. Why can't I have it all, girl? Why can't I have it all? I absolutely love Netflix. I absolutely love Hulu. There's certain shows that obviously I watch on Hulu and certain shows that I watch on Netflix. I don't prefer one over the other. I absolutely love both. I just finished watching Love Island UK, and I promise you 66 episodes was not light. It was not easy. It was not something that I definitely worked hard on making that happen for myself. And so yeah, I enjoyed it though. So I don't really have much more of a preference. So I say both, girl. Do it. Do both. Get somebody's account and let them do it though, because I know it's expensive. Favorite show. My favorite show of all time is Law & Order SVU. Everyone probably knows that already, but for those of you who asked on IG, it is love. I love that show. So I have loved that show. It's about to be 24 seasons in. Can't wait for it to start. It's starting soon. And for the most part, that'll probably remain my favorite show. So that's my favorite show. But what other shows do I like? Big Bang Theory, Modern Family, Catfish, Love and Hip Hop, Mad Ratchet. I love those things. Love and Hip Hop Miami, Atlanta. I love Pimple Popper. I love The Family Chantel. I love 90 Day Fiance. Like, I love those shows, and those are, but my favorite show of all time is Law and Order SVU. Sorry. Next one is, why is it me taking so long to upload? Hold on, guys, where is this question? Oh, here it is. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? What do you see yourself doing? In 5 years, I see myself wanting to continue to inspire people to follow their dreams, to go after their dreams, making them motivated to kind of keep going by telling my story accordingly, continuing to spread mental health awareness. I see myself traveling more with my little one. By then he'll be like 12 years old, so he'll definitely be a little bit more independent and will travel greatly. Where else do I see myself? I do see myself still working at the law firm in 5 years. I do see myself traveling more. I would love to have finally found true love in 5 years. Just a man that loves me unconditionally. And so yeah, I would have loved to have that for, you know, in the next 5 years, but if not, oh well. In 5 years, I would love for No Risk, No Story to actually be in at least one store, just kind of like under contract, and that they sell this, like it's in a store and they sell the product for us. That would be amazing. I would love for celebrities to have more of our shirts and, you know, be everywhere. Yeah, so that's that. Those are my goals in 5 years, just to be an inspiration to others and continue on mental health awareness and bring light to postpartum depression and anxiety, and just continue to tell my story accordingly. So yeah, love that question. Next question, what's the co-parenting relationship with Mason's dad? Which I was so happy to actually have this conversation, and this question was so good. Me and Mason's father have been not together for about 6 years, I want to say. Yeah, about 6 years. My son's father has remarried. He had another child. So it's been quite some time. We co-parent very well. And we just kind of, I guess what made me not be bitter or upset was the fact that I put what happened between him and I to the side, and I wasn't going to be concerned with that as much as I am concerned about what you do in relation to our kid. He's a great father. He does live in another state than us, so we do our very best to keep in touch, and I send pictures and he speaks to him on a regular, and they FaceTime, and he's very much a part of his life. He does spend quite much of the summer there. He spends vacations over there sometimes on, you know, winter breaks and stuff. What else? But yeah, we put our man and woman situation on the back end, and we focus on the sake of our child, and we have conversations pertaining to the sake of our child, and what's good for him. We bounce ideas back and forth. Yeah, and his wife is a part of that conversation as well. They bounce ideas off of each other, and then they bring, you know, he brings it back to me, and so whatever's good for my kid, you know. And I always say, like, him as a man is different than him as a father, right? And so whatever happened between me and him has nothing to do with his ability to be a great dad. And he is a great dad. He works really hard for his family, and, you know, he does his very best. And so that's really all you can ask for from another human being when you yourself are doing your very best. Is, are they doing their very best to be everything that you thought they would be when having this child? And so I planned to have Mason, you know, he was not an oopsie. I knew what I was doing when I picked him as Mason's dad. So, you know, it just, that's what I chose. And I'm very grateful that that's the one that I chose, you know. So for the most part, we do very well. Do we have differences of opinion? Of course, because I suffer from anxiety and he does not, right? I always call him in such a distraught, like, is this okay? And Mason's doing this, and he's always like, Lex, relax, he's doing fine. You know, he kind of brings me down back to reality about, you know, what's logical, what's reasonable, and what are the next steps. And we work well together in regards to the sake of our kid. So for the love of Mason, right? For the love of Mason, we strictly focus. We don't have other conversations in regards to anything else, and it kind of keeps it very one track, one highway, and that's how it should be. So that's how we get through it, you know. If anything happens, if I need anything, he delivers. Here you go, no problems. Like, for the love of Mason, he'll do anything for his kids. So I'm not really all too concerned about, you know, anything else. And so Mason loves his daddy and his brothers and his stepmom, and that's all I could ask for. Is more than I had, right? Because, you know, for those of you who don't know, I do not have a relationship with my father at all, and I'm 36 years old. So I would do anything so that my kid could have the best of both worlds. So that's what we're doing. We are going to be breaking generational curses and teaching from our mistakes, and making sure that we are not being selfish but selfless for our families, and motivating them to do better and greater than us and what we've had. So if I'm going to be giving him the world, I also have to teach him by example and lead by an example of what, when you have a family, what it is that you do in order to make that family work, and make sure that your kids aren't suffering or, you know, feeling a certain type of way, and they shouldn't. They just shouldn't. And so I know not everybody has that great story. Some people have horrible baby mama, baby drama, you know, father drama, and I know it's not that easy with every dynamic. I'm grateful that I have the dynamic that I do have with him. I just know it's not everybody's situation. But if you focus on the kid and you focus on just that, and you're able to only have the conversation about the kid, and that works for both of you, then start there. But that's where we are, and I feel like that's where it should be, and I feel like we're doing well in regards to that. We compromise, you know, and we do what we need to do for our kid. Okay, so that was a great question. I absolutely love that one. Next question, am I single? I got this a couple of times, actually. Lots of people want to know if I am single, and obviously yes, I am single based off my answer from before. I am single. I think I should just leave it there, right? Like, I'm just single. I am single, and I'm okay with it. Does it get lonely at times? Of course. Don't you want to come home to a home-cooked meal, like use it and prepare yourself? Of course. The cuddling, the kissing, you know, stuff like that. But like, for the most part, I am single. Ready to mingle a little bit, question mark. But yeah, I'm okay with that thus far. I'm okay with that until I find someone that matches my energy, matches my level of where I am. So a lot of people want to know if I'm single and why. I have come to the conclusion that I am unwilling, and I am not subscribing to settling for less than what I rightfully deserve. And I say rightfully deserve because the amount of energy, time, patience, consideration, love, motivation, support system that I am in a fully committed relationship, if that is not reciprocated to me tenfold, then I do not want it. I am not settling for less than what I rightfully deserve. I will not be accepting anything less than what I am putting out. So if I'm giving you mediocre, then you can meet me at mediocre. But because I do not ever give mediocre in anything, I do not. If it's not 1000%, it's not being given. It's not giving. It's just not giving. And because I know what I give in a relationship and the amount of energy I put in a relationship, I will not be settling for less than what I rightfully deserve. So that is why I'm single. And until that is actually changed in my life, that's where I'll be until someone comes along and kind of changes that for me, which could happen any day now. It could happen any day now, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. How is Mason? Mason is doing great. Thank you for asking. He has been basically most of the summer he was with his dad, so he hasn't been on the Instagram and the videos and stuff. I've been kind of refocusing for what the school year is going to look like, but he's doing very well now. He is happy and healthy and doing well, so I appreciate all of you guys asking for him. He is now starting the 2nd grade, so that is up and coming, so grateful for that. He has a new teacher along with an old teacher, so they'll be both kind of working with him. For those of you who don't know, he does have ADHD, and he's working through it, so I'll keep you guys updated on all of that if there's more to come. For the most part, he's really doing well. Thank you for asking. What other questions do we have? No Risk, No Story. How did it come about? No Risk, No Story came about around the time in which I had Mason. I was suffering from postpartum at the time, and I figured, you know, I needed something that was going to push me to be great, and No Risk, No Story was that. I want to be able to motivate and inspire people with No Risk, No Story shirt, and just letting them know that you can do it and you can follow your dreams. You can make that happen for yourself, and no's become yeses eventually, and closed doors will eventually, the right one will open for you in your due time, and it's all in God's timing and God's plan, not yours. And so it's hard for people to adjust, but No Risk, No Story came from the motto of being like, I cannot live in fear, I have to live in faith. And so without you risking something, whether it be time, whether it be money, whether it be you know, some people get embarrassed if they get a no, or, you know, saying something, or whatever it may be that you need to have, you know, put out in the atmosphere is part of the No Risk, No Story motto. So put it out there, take the risk, live your dreams, and even if you get a no, or even if it failed the first time, you keep going, and I promise you, you will never regret it. Because you tried, right? Like, I also want to remind you guys, like, we inspire our children to always keep trying to do better, right? When they fall, get up again, try again, right? Like, why don't we do that for ourselves? And so for the most part, No Risk, No Story is a thing of keep trying, you know, and the story that you tell later is one that you'll be even more proud of because you work so hard for it. So No Risk, No Story came from that. So I definitely hope it inspires people. I definitely want people to just look at the shirt and be like, damn, I can do it. And that's enough for me. That's enough for me, right? It's enough for me. So yeah, that's that. All right, guys, that's all of the questions. I hope that you got a little bit of getting to know me. I hope I answered all of your questions accordingly and sufficiently. If I didn't, comment below and let me know what other questions you have for me. I'll feel free to answer them in the comments below. It's not a problem. If you agree or disagree, or comments or anything like that, I would love to hear from you guys. So don't forget to comment below. If you like this video, don't forget to press like, and don't forget to subscribe to be part of our family here on YouTube. I appreciate all of you guys. You can definitely see more updates and more reels and things like that about what we're up to on my IG. Feel free to follow me there at Living with Lexi. We will see you in the next vlog, which is being edited now. So I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.